Are we live? Are we good?
Yeah, yeah, man. Nothing going here.
Good to go.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Welcome to episode, how many is this? I've lost count. Oh my
Number
Five.
5.
Episode number 5 for Tech Chat Online. That's what I'm calling it now. Tech Chat Online. No, I'm kidding. It's Tech Chat Show, ladies and gentlemen. With me this evening, we have Dale Carrick, as per usual, the resident tech guy. And we also have Mr. Earl, who, due to unforeseen circumstances, missed us last week. But he's making up for it coming back this evening. All
Yeah.
right? How are we doing today, guys?
Well, me personally, right now, it's a bit chilly. Still in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not used to the
Okay.
weather. I mean, it fluctuates
Nice
way too
weather.
much.
And
Mm-hmm,
everything's
mm-hmm,
good
mm-hmm.
down here on my end in sunny South Florida. Although it's not quite sunny right now,
Well,
because,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right, so right now we have a couple of things on the agenda to speak about. Let me just post on our Facebook group that we are live. One second.
Yeah.
Okay.
I try to figure out this whole chat
Live.
thing as well. Not going so
Mm-hmm.
well. Because right now it's
Yeah,
actually
the chat.
enabled. It's
But it's
enabled
still not
in
So,
showing.
the stream, but yeah, but it's not showing.
but
Don't know
it's
why.
not showing any at all.
No, find it strange.
All right, so well, I mean, it's something that we definitely have to look into once again.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I'm wondering though if it has something to do with the fact that the channel is new. You know what I mean?
I oh, I see what you mean. I don't think that would have it. That should have anything to do with it.
Hmm.
I don't think so, really. But in any case, it's something that we'll definitely figure out at a later time.
Yeah. All
Um,
right.
Instead of that, a couple of things we have to discuss this evening. Number one, and it is a burning issue.
Yikes.
Yes, it is a it I we were talking about it in the pre-show, and the guys were like, "Save the passion, save the passion." So I'm like, "Okay, saving it." Flow, ladies and gentlemen, is going to increase their rates. Um, I'm not even going to touch back on that just yet. Let me just tell you what we have to discuss this evening. We want to talk about PC versus console gaming. Um, Persons swear by the PC master race because, all hail PC and whatnot. I have the best of both worlds, a PC and a console, so at least I think I can weigh in properly.
You're a
Um,
heathen.
what I have no idea what I'm talking about. No idea what I'm talking about. That's two. Call centers in Jamaica. The good, the bad, and the in between. Um, and the last but certainly not, unless I guess we get one of these two together. The Lime brand, Lime, is I'm guessing is not officially dead yet, but it's actually doing its autopsy now, so it's going to be pronounced dead. No, it's going to be pronounced dead soon, so the autopsy should be performed at a later time. That's what I should say.
Oh, you had to work so hard for that analogy.
Yeah, oh, yes, I had to be deep for that one. I had to be deep for that one. But yeah. So the first thing, and I think is the most important thing, is the fact that Flow wants to increase their rates.
Mm.
Now, I believe that common sense should always prevail. Common sense and practicality should always prevail, right? That's what I believe. If it is that you have something of a scandal going on where you're showing something but you're not supposed to be showing it, and that hasn't been fully sorted out as yet, but within a few weeks after that was announced, I think a few weeks, less than a month, I think, guys,
Hmm.
less than a month of that being announced, you're going to want to increase your rates.
Smells a little
That's
fishy.
adding does, and it's adding insult to injury.
Injury.
Because I
Yep.
mean, yeah, you're already your customers already figure out that you are sneaky, number one, because you're selling things that you're not supposed to be selling, and you're charging rates that you well know you're not supposed to be charging. But at the same time, you're going to increase your rates.
Let
And
me hold on. Let me jump in here because I know we had this discussion some time ago, right? On one of the episodes. I can't remember which one, but this is not new. It's not new
Mhm.
information, right?
Mhm.
The thing is, initially when I said this, but I used to work at Flow at one point, right?
Mhm.
And even then, the understanding that was passed on to me was that whatever agreement that exists, it existed where they could actually provide all these ranges of channels, right? And you know, however the agreement worked for them, or whatever was in place, you know, they were able to benefit from that, or whatever relationship that existed at the time. And fast forward a few years, when I think the same content providers, the representatives came out and said, hey, listen, you guys need to stop showing these things because you're not licensed to carry them.
I remember
Right?
that. I
You remember?
remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you as a provider tell me or give me the understanding that what you're doing is legitimate, but at the same time the content provider or the person that actually owns the content is telling you, no, you can't do that, right? Something wrong, right? But you go back, you know, some time pass,
Right.
you go back, and then we have all these grand channels again, and then guess what? Today, we're back at square one where they're telling you, no, you need to stop showing these things, right? But these are things they were charging us for before.
That is what I'm saying, which does not make sense.
So they're selling illegal content, pretty much.
Pretty much, yes. Because the thing is, you're not supposed to be showing certain channels. You're not supposed to be showing certain channels, right? But at the same time, I mean, you're going to tell the people, say, all right, I'm showing you these things, but you are charging an exorbitant amount of money based off of what you're showing.
Yeah.
So not only are they selling illegal content, they're doing it at exorbitant prices.
Yeah, it's not even like you know, give me a 2 bills and you can get this. You know, it's like, yo, give me a 2 grand, I'm gonna give you half of that. If you want the other half, give me another 2 grand.
That's exactly what I'm saying, and
A robbery.
It doesn't add up. It just does not add up. I'm sorry, guys. It just doesn't add up.
But why would they want to destroy their brand image like this?
What damage really happens to them? Really and truly, what damage?
They lose a few subscribers.
Yeah, they lose. All right, look at it right now. This is how I see it. They're gonna have to slash 19 channels, right, from their lineup.
At least, don't forget.
At least 19.
At least 19.
Right. But look at this now. All I do know is you know, pull out the smoke and mirror, right, and say, all right, here what we have an increase in the last 2 years. We're gonna lose subscribers because of this cut. We're gonna make it up by raising the rates and tell everybody say it's because we're working at a loss.
Yeah, because no, don't forget as well as the devaluation of the dollar. Everyone knows that the dollar is going down. Yeah, you blame everything else except for the elephant in the freaking room. There's an elephant in the room, and these people refuse to acknowledge it. My thing is this: again, common sense must prevail. You know that you're going to slash so many channels from your lineup. And it's not basic channels, they're premium channels that persons have been paying their good money for, right? And not even a month after, you're supposed to slash the channels. You are going to increase the rates. Some of them mind you, the increase isn't much in terms of percentage-wise, but it's still an increase nonetheless. In a country where everything is going up by the day, every single thing is going up by the day. So, in a country like that, it is difficult for persons to stomach an increase of any kind. And not only that, you know, persons are going to start making a decision. Okay, do I need cable or do I need food?
Exactly.
Do I need cable, food?
When it comes down to a decision like that, right? People are gonna go with food, right?
Exactly.
And then when you go for the cheaper alternative, which is maga tech what they want.
Exactly. Download what they want. Download, stream. Find alternatives. There are no less. I can't even count the number of alternatives there right now to streaming. You have the Roku box. I actually have one somewhere here if I can find it. You have the Apple TV. You jailbreak your Apple TV, you can see a plethora of channels. I
And
mean, you have streaming
there's
services.
Amazon Fire thing, right?
There's
And
a,
there's
yeah,
one I saw
Amazon,
posted. I saw one
Amazon Video.
posted. Yeah, there was one posted that was
Mm.
advertising this new box where they give a cable channels. I mean, there's no way that can be legal, but
I've never
we don't
even seen
care.
it. You need to link me on that. I've never seen it. I want to
Yeah,
see
man,
it.
it was in the stream. I'll check it out and post it. But
All right, so I got a question.
hmm,
Mm.
What is the long game for them? What do they hope to achieve, 5 years old, 10 years old, with this kind of strategy?
That, if I knew, I would tell you. Like, if I knew, I would tell you. I would
They
five
can
get
only
words.
raise rates so far before,
Five
the
words.
market share crashes.
Yeah, here it's 5 words now. Flow, tech, win for idiot.
Yeah,
I hate that.
yeah, pretty much. Pretty
That's
much.
it.
Pretty much.
Make money and you
Pretty
cut.
much. That's all it is. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. I mean, I am not going to say that they have not been doing some work because you see where they're laying cables all over the place, obviously for something big. So
Oh,
they are doing something,
wait, hold on, hold on.
but
Who
it
is
doesn't
leading cable
benefit
though?
the user. Well, no, I'm sorry. There's a company called Sierra.
I did you tell that now?
Oh, well, see, I'm misinforming our loyal viewers.
Yeah,
My
man,
apologies.
that's did you tell.
Please forgive me.
hmm
Please
And I'm
forgive me.
working hard at it.
But so
But
this is the
This
thing is,
digital introducing the triple play service.
yeah, they are.
That's what the wiring.
Yeah,
they,
can't
they,
remember
they
now.
want they want what is it? Landline TV and phone? No, landline TV and internet.
Well, yeah, I would guess that landline would be a part of the whole lineup as well. As is what wireless. So it's like quad play.
Hmm.
It's wireless,
Wireless,
fixed
landline,
line,
TV,
internet, and
and
cable.
TV. Yeah,
Why would they
that's
need
four.
landline?
They
No, I
wouldn't
mean,
need it. But here
they
the thing
wouldn't
about
really need it.
here how that can benefit them. Here how that benefit them. If you offer a fixed line service for phone, right? And you
Hmm.
know you have majority of the market on wireless already, and you say free calling from fixed line, their fixed line to a wireless to their digital wireless service.
Hmm.
Sell off.
Of course,
That's sell off, you know.
it's going to. It's true. That's true. It's going to.
Mm.
It's going to. It's gonna sell out. But you see, even though people say digital thief, we know that digital rates can be. Digital rates are expensive. We know that for a fact. But you can't knock them because of what they're doing. They are attacking the market from all different angles. Well, we're not attacking, but they are positioning themselves from all different angles because they know that competition is required in these particular areas.
hmm
Now, Flow is the only cable company in the only major cable
Yeah.
company in the island right now. You still have, I think Telstar still around because I believe Line bought them.
No,
Who
think
bought
about them.
Telstar? Digital bought
Digital
Telstar.
about them.
Digital bought Telstar. Yeah, Digital bought Telstar.
Mm.
And then you have some other cable companies that are around the place. There's Logic One that's on radio, which is not linked to anybody yet,
hmm
but there are a lot of cable companies. There are very few cable companies here, and as such, there's little competition. So if Digicel is able to position themselves in such a way where, all right, fine, we have X amount of bandwidth coming into the island from wherever it comes from. We have X amount of bandwidth. They are going to capitalize on that to say, all right, fine. This is what we're going to provide. Provide, as Dale said, fixed line for home, still use on the same cellular technology, wireless, which is them cell phone, what them already have, um,
Cable and
internet,
internet. Mm.
cable and internet. It's going to be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Person sees something new, they're going to want to try it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So that is what they're counting on. The newness that Jamaicans love. Jamaicans love the new car smell, the
hmm
new this, the new that, the new the other, when they know they can try it out.
Yeah.
Even if the service is crappy enough, if
That's
it's
true.
new, they will try it.
It's almost a rebellious move on our part as well, because for us to show our dissatisfaction with even an existing provider,
Gonna
we jump
move.
ship.
Of course, of
The
course.
problem I have though, right now, is that we are going back to a duopoly system. right?
We only had two major competitors.
Two, right? And we see how having three has been very effective. When Clara came to the market for wireless services, mobile wireless
Mm,
services, right?
mhm.
It shake up the place. You had competition happening like whoa.
When Claros came in and they said, all right, free to call one another,
Hmm.
first thing.
On
Then
the same service?
reduce risk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same
So
provider.
Claro to Claro. I have a Claro, you have a Claro. I can call you for free. I have a Claro, Dale as a digital. I can call him for a really cheap rate.
Hmm.
Cheaper than what the competitors are offering.
Did they get bought up?
Everyone.
Well,
Yes.
what happened was that some agreement happened because really and truly the reason why Clara came into our region was because Digicel went into their region, so it was more of a retaliation move.
The retaliation. Exactly. But
So what they
then,
did, they severed that
yeah,
tie where Digicel acquired Claro Jamaica and Claro in Latin America acquired Digicel there.
yeah. So you
Oh,
see, the thing
okay.
is, it was done, as they said, as in retaliation too. So Clara, Digicel went to Latin America. Clara said, "Oh, all right, you
Home
not better
base,
than me. You not better than me. So I'm going to come to your island. I'm going to show you
disrupt the
what I
market.
can."
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
If Clara was still here today, a lot of persons would still be on Clara because I knew a couple of people that worked at Clara well. People that
Hmm.
leave Digicel and go work to Clara, go work at Clara.
Yeah,
You understand?
yeah.
So it's not like they were doing something good. They were. They were doing something good.
But it
But
says
back.
the benefit,
Mm,
the disadvantages though, what I see will
mm,
happen. I see it happen with
mm,
like with the Viber thing, right?
mhm,
Is that when
mhm,
you have these two competitors allegedly in some kind of collusion, it
mm,
doesn't have to be some direct communication to say, yo, we're gonna do this. But
mm.
you see how Digicel block the Viber and then Lime block Viber, but Digicel is more vocal about it,
There is
and Lime
something else
just
I need to bring up,
kick back.
and I want you to test it as well. But continue.
Right? And then again
Mm,
now with the whole data service where you're paying for data even if you're not a subscriber, right?
mm-hmm,
Digicel started, Lime follow suit, right? Digicel seemed to be the bulldog in terms of the that whole aggressor in terms of how things happen, but it
mm,
has a negative effect because if you don't have that competition, if you don't have at least have three competitors in the market, right?
mm.
Where one of them
You're
said,
not gonna
"Yo,
have a
you
good
guys doing
competition.
foolishness, I'm gonna capitalize on your foolishness."
Mm-hmm,
Right? It's more of, "Yo, we're gonna do this. Yeah, that sounds fine," and let's run along. And then we would have no regulation, right? No
mm-hmm,
regular. You
mm.
all right? For example, really telling me, said broadcasting commission don't have the common sense to say, listen, you guys need to prove to me that the
Mm.
content that you are providing and charging this
It's bought
exorbitant
and paid
amount
for.
of money for is legitimate. Then it's like they don't sit down and then wait for something to happen before them say, yo, I have a job, I have a work,
You see,
and
the thing is,
I gotta do it.
you see, as I mentioned, common sense. I can say to you, I heard it somewhere before. Common sense is so rare, it should be considered a superpower.
Hmm.
So I want you to understand why I said that. Bringing back broadcasting commission to the fore, they should be the ones that are on Flo's heels, that are breathing down their necks literally. Listen, I need to make sure that what you're showing is right for the Jamaican people. I need to make sure that what you're showing is legal to be shown. I need to make sure what you're showing is wholesome to be shown as well,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because they have no problems regulating the artists and the DJs whenever they play their music and whatnot, or whenever they do something artistic on
Yeah,
the
they
radio.
jump up on that
And
fast now.
let's say, exactly, case in point, there was an incident on Zip FM some years back. I don't remember which DJ it was. I think it was either ZJ Ice or Nicky Z or something like that. They played a song by mistake. Well, I assume it's by mistake. They played a song with profanity. Now, Broadcasting Commission jumped up on that like the day after. So it happened like 3 p.m. today. by by the morning, like 7 o'clock in the morning, they were up on it like it's nobody's business. And they called for immediate action to be taken against Nikki or whichever ZJ it was.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that that ZJ lost a job because of it.
There's a reason, you know. There's a reason for that,
Oh.
right? And this is my conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm.
Broadcasting Commission can afford a radio because it's free to air, but they can't afford
Mm-hmm.
cable because it's so expensive. So they don't know what really are going.
So they just leave the cable to run
Yeah,
amok,
man.
basically.
Them can't afford it. Too expensive.
Seriously?
That's what it is. So then they know what happening on
That's
cable until somebody bring it to them attention. But radio now, them have radio.
that sucks. Like, if that really is what it is, that's a real pain in the rear. Like,
That's a joke, though, you know. I'm
I
joking about
know.
that.
I mean, I know, I know. But thinking about it, think about it for a second. Thinking about the logistics behind all of that. If it is that they can't monitor TV as though they can monitor radio, it's plausible.
Mm.
It's plausible, if they can't monitor TV as much as they monitor radio, because they monitor radio daily, well, obviously, they monitor
But
radio. And
why would
persons
they
will call
need to
them,
monitor
right?
the TVs though?
Because you need to make sure that whatever it is that's being broadcast to the people are, my opinion is, wholesome and fit for airplay.
Well, all right. Here's the thing.
That's
And
over
if
the
you,
locals. That would be
Yeah,
over
it's,
the
it's
over the air
more.
channels.
Yeah, over-the-air channels are monitored by them for that kind of thing. Because I think like TVG and CBM have to send them like a lineup, just like how radio would have to do it, right? But when it comes to cable now, I think the regulation in terms of how they monitor that has to be different because they can't really say, well, don't show this because that is moral, whatever it is, right? It's
Not have the
more a
rating
situation of
system.
yeah, but it's more a situation where
13 and
well, not even that, but it's more a situation where for cable they would
mm,
have to look at it and say, is it legal for this provider to carry it in this region?
but it shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue,
But is it for them?
And
Is it for them to say if it's legal, or is it for the content providers to bring up an
well,
issue about it?
the mere fact that they're the ones who are enforcing it locally because of these content providers,
Mm,
that means that them have some regulatory power behind it to do that.
mm.
Else, guess what? If you don't have it, move from the door.
Or if you're not supposed to do it, get away.
Exactly.
If you're not supposed to be doing it, get away. It's as simple as that.
Mm.
But you see, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, what persons need to understand, well, let me not say persons, what Flow needs to understand is that you cannot have something as serious as you dropping at least 19 channels from your lineup. At least 19. And then with less than a month after, you are going to say that, oh, we're raising our prices because of the US dollar and because we're operating and are increasing operational costs or whatever.
Mm.
I really don't care. I don't. Because you've left a bitter taste in the Jamaicans people, in the mouths of many Jamaicans all over the island. You have, right? Jamaicans at home and Jamaicans abroad.
I
Facebook
thought,
has been lighting up about it.
yeah, I not as though the service quality has increased. It has devaluated itself,
The
just like
service,
the dollar.
that's
Good
the thing,
question.
the service quality is crap.
Looking at I didn't quite read the thing all the way through, but is it the flow rates for new subscribers or for
Nope.
all subscribers?
General
Everybody.
people. Everybody. When I say
That sucks.
everybody, we mean
Everybody.
everybody. Yeah, everybody. Like, it's not even a joke. I swear to you. It's not even a joke. Like, I don't understand. I really don't. And it just hurts that this is what this is what we ourselves are put up. This is it. This is what we ourselves are forced to put up with. And it's annoying. Like, it really is annoying. It's annoying. It is.
Yeah.
But what can we do? I mean, seriously, what can we do?
Yeah.
Satellite internet.
You
Too
know,
much latency.
that's something that I'm definitely gonna consider. Like, it's not even a joke. That's something that I've definitely consider. I would.
Yeah.
That was it. Anyway, moving on from Flow. Going back to something else where the Lime Jamaica brand is almost on its way down 6 feet under.
Mm.
It has the first few nails in the coffin. So, yeah, the rest of them are going to go in slowly but surely.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
Let's not even lament too much on it, right? But
Yeah.
Lime came about after what? Came and Wireless brand, right? To
Mm-hmm.
kind of rejuvenate the brand and become a force to reckon with because people never like came and Wireless
Mm-hmm.
and they actually loved the whole brand of Digicel,
Mm-hmm.
right? And to kind of you know polish up and clean up, we saw this whole Lime thing,
A
right?
rebrand, if you will.
Yeah, and based on what they even try to come up with, I mean, it's more like Lim because we don't see the entertainment side of it, right? And if it was there,
No, we haven't. We
it,
have.
it was very short-lived, right?
So the strangest thing
Because
is,
Landline,
both cable and wireless online end up with the same fate. So I'm
Yeah,
guessing the big issue would be the management team. It's
no,
no,
gotta
you
be
see,
the.
I
I
wouldn't
think
go
so.
that far.
I would,
I wouldn't go that far.
I would, I would.
Cause what
And here's
Why
why:
would you go?
you're not you do very little change to the management team. I expect a different result, right? You put a nice shiny suit here and there, one influential person, and you end up with flop after flop. I mean, I'm not actually discrediting a lot of what they have done. They really have done a lot of things in terms of driving down some of the prices, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Which is
I,
true. They
I
have.
can't give them in terms of innovation, right? I don't think
Mm.
they warrant
There's
that.
Landline Internet Mobile Entertainment. That's what the line stands for.
Yeah, right.
Mm. Mm.
Um,
So
what else?
quick question about the business. Was it profitable for them?
I don't know. I really, really don't know because
Or is it just
they
having
haven't.
two competing brands under the same company? It just doesn't work.
No,
Is
the
it-
thing. Let me tell you, it's what you call good competition,
Hmm.
and well, the illusion of good competition. Meaning,
Yes.
one head company, many sub companies. The head company in this case will be Flow. Line will be a sub company, and whichever other company that they have purchased over time,
Mhm.
right? So they would put these companies against each other, quote unquote. Changing the rates, changing up different things, make the competition aggressive to put in the minds of consumers that, oh, these people are really, really different.
Yeah.
But just last week, they bought them, the head company bought up all these sub companies. So it's as you mentioned before, Dale, it's like a smoke and mirrors trick.
Mm,
It's smoke, well, not like it is smoke and mirrors
it is.
because you, as a magician, you control every single solitary piece of your act.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
As it relates to a company being profitable, I really can't say because it's not like we can go on their website and say, oh, let us see your last year's financials or whatever. We can't
Are
unless
they
it's written
privately held?
publicly. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know the
I
details,
think
but
I think the global company is public. I'm not sure about how it stems
that's
down internally.
CWC or whatever the one name, something like
Yeah,
that.
CWA Global, so something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a correction
So
here from Andrew
yeah,
Phillips. He says
yeah.
that
The line
Lime came,
mobile.
yeah, B Mobile was before Lime. I don't
Yes.
even know. That was so short-lived. I don't think anybody even remember that. Well,
People remember
Andrew
it.
B-Mobile.
Okay, so let's start with this.
TOJ.
Telecommunications of Jamaica,
Yeah.
TOJ. For persons that are old enough to remember TOJ, Telecommunications of Jamaica rotary phone. You
Yep.
have to press one, you turn it
And hell
around,
if you make a
you
mistake.
go back and you press two. Oh Jesus, you had to hang up and start all over. That's TWJ. Then it changed to B Mobile. Was it B
No,
Mobile
no,
after
no. Cable and
TWJ?
Wireless.
Cable and Wireless.
Hmm.
Cable and Wireless lived long. The brand lived very long. I
Yeah.
will say that. Then it changed from CNW Jamaica to B Mobile
Hmm.
because I'm guessing that they were shifting now from the landline
But
part of it to the mobile aspect.
I have a question
And
though.
then from B
Cable and
Mobile
wireless
to
was
Line.
mobile too, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
Cable on mobile,
what?
but they didn't publicize it as much as they did with B Mobile. Hang on.
Was B a company brand or just a like a offshoot kind of thing?
Sub-brand.
No, no man. I
It was a
believe
sub-brand.
B Mobile came out as a mobile. I believe it was a brand by itself. I
Okay,
believe it was a brand by itself.
okay. Not a head
Um,
like a.
no, not ahead.
Okay.
As a matter, one of the things that I remember that they used to advertise this thing called Ready Selling. I don't know if you guys remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ready Selling. So that's to show you how many changes the company has gone through. The company has gone through a lot of name changes, a lot of staff rotations and whatnot. So I'm not going to blame the management team totally because even though you will have most of the managers still there or major shareholders or whatever, I mean, you still would have to have someone, persons would have to be there that are new, that carry new ideas to the company. So marketing team would have to be new, in my opinion. Advertising team or marketing advertising the same thing. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, but all right. I have a story I can share,
Mm,
right? And I think it goes beyond just here in Jamaica still in terms of how we expect the company to perform. I
mm-hmm,
remember having a conversation with somebody high up,
mm-hmm,
and the person said, you know, they were trying to push the idea of moving away from the copper gradually
mm-hmm,
when fiber kind of was becoming the standard,
mm-hmm,
and put forward the idea and show the benefits of moving towards that. One to improve quality as well as to stave away competitors, right, by offering a much better service, right? Um,
mm-hmm.
and I think from the global company, they said no, work with the copper, right? We're not going to help you build out any fiber thing.
Mm-hmm.
And two tools you hear about Merit. Remember Merit Communications, right? And
Barely.
just all right. Merit was like Sierra right now, putting in infrastructure within New Kingston and so forth. And then all of a
Mm-hmm,
sudden, Columbus Communications bought Merit, right?
mm-hmm,
And then it became this new brand called Flow,
mm-hmm,
right? And because of what Merit had laid down in terms of cable, fiber, right?
mm-hmm,
That gave Flow this big jump, and because they were just flying under the radar, you know, getting this big
mm.
jump, and boom, them kick away came out wireless foot,
True. That is
you
true.
know, yeah.
That's true.
What's
Why
next?
yeah, the corporate world, man. The corporate world
Can't they
is
just
yeah,
make it easy
it's
for us?
something else. Nope, nope,
No,
nope. Making
what
it
reason?
easy means that they're not going to make any money.
Not profitable.
Yeah, it's not profitable to make it easier. It isn't. It's more sensible, but hey, common
You
sense
need a
not common, right?
not-for-profit phone company out there, man.
A non-profit phone
I,
company.
I'm sure the competitors will actually find a way to make sure that does not happen.
Yeah,
Like a
OUR would
communal
have a
company.
difficult time regulating. Now, OUR would have a difficult time regulating that if it were to come with something like that.
Mm.
It would be very difficult for them to do it. But
Well,
moving on to our other topic.
they have a difficult time regulating what they have right now. They
Which
try
is
to
not
keep
to
in
say
it up.
much because they're not regulating anything.
I
Exactly.
was just about to say if they're actually regulating anything, who knows? But anyway, that's their business. That is their business. If it ain't broke, they'll fix it. Moving on to something else. PC gaming versus console gaming. No,
This is what they call a can of worms.
this is that
Yeah.
yes, and we are opening proverbial can of worms with. I don't know. We're taking a bazooka and shooting at the can of worms to make sure that it
Yo,
opens up.
this is a topic as old as Android versus
It's
iOS.
Older.
it's
Older
old.
than.
No, it's old. Like, as a friend of mine
This is
said,
probably
it's as
older
old as
than
us.
me.
No, this is
It's probably
as
older
old
than me
as
and you
dust.
guys.
No. It's older as dust.
Yeah.
That's what we're getting at. This conversation it's been played out, it's been rehearsed, it's been talked about, it's been cursed over, it's been friendships have been won, friendships have been lost because of this conversation. But let us try and keep it very
Possible
simple.
lives.
And possibly
So what?
What's the
So what
finish
are the talking
line?
points for this one? What are the
Okay.
main points?
The main things, in my opinion, because I enjoy both worlds. I am a gamer down to the core. Love my PC gaming and my console game. My console's behind me, PS4. One of the major things that persons talk about, graphics. As a matter of fact, I think it's the
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
first thing that they talk about, graphics. How is it that this particular piece of hardware can handle this particular game given a particular situation? That's first thing. Storage much because you can expand your storage as often as you change your clothes in the morning. So storage not that much. But graphics on a whole, um, the capability of that piece of hardware, what it can do, what it can't do in terms of performance. Again,
Beyond
graphics is the
gaming, I would imagine.
performance. Yeah, but raw speed, processing power, that is it. So, in my opinion, the two things that they talk about are graphics and processing power. Now, with the console, both are somewhat limited. The reason why I say this is that you can't expand or change as you see fit. Mind you, the manufacturers built a very high ceiling in their consoles that, okay, fine, we'll be able to run this type of game at this quality for this number of frames per second. Case in point, PS4 loves to advertise at it being able to run certain games at 1080p resolution at 60 frames per second. Now that's pretty blasted smooth. Like it's as if you're watching. It's as if we're watching each other in real life. That's how smooth it can be,
Mm.
right? PCs can do this as well. PCs may be able to add more intricate details. Like you can
Sweat.
see the freckles on someone's face, you can see the sweat pouring off of the person's brow, that kind of thing. Me, I mean, I look for quality in games, but I don't look for the nitty-gritty aspect of it. You
Yeah.
find persons on IGN.com, for example, that's a popular gaming review site, and GameSpot.com. Um, Give me some more, guys. IGN, GameSpot, Polygon
Yeah.
is another one.
Yeah.
Kotaku is
I
another
watch.
Kotaku.
one.
Yeah. Yeah. I watch Polygon.
Yeah, we have a lot. We really have a lot of sites that we do this. And every time I touch on this, the first thing they say again, graphics and performance. No, graphics and processing. No. Same thing with processing in the console. Console will be able to process X amount of gigabytes, because we're moving into gigabyte region now, per second, based off of what it's doing at a particular point in time. PCs are almost infinite because you can change your processor, you can change your board, you can change your video card, you can change your memory, you can change everything in the PC. And when it used to run, let's say GTA 5 at 40 frames a second, you can shell out a lot of money and get it to run GTA 5 at 60 frames a second. Okay?
But there's some other issues at play right here.
Like,
Uh,
mhm,
Say for example, if you had a console and a PC with the same specs, the PC would always run slower because of the inherent software limitations, the API limitations. So that's a big
that
difference
is
that's coming
true.
up with DirectX 12. So there's
Hmm.
some other issues there, and there's like the thing about, in my opinion, what I think about PC versus console has never really been about specs,
Hmm.
because specs only get you so far. It's always been about pricing and convenience.
Exactly.
Okay.
How much you want to pay
Pricing?
for it, and how hard is it, if it's going to be worth the cost of
It's going
Hmm.
to
entry,
be
the
worth
barrier
that.
to entry.
All right.
True.
No. All right.
True.
I remember my college days, right?
Mm.
And we used to go to the Virgin House and everybody chill and take it out, right? And play a game.
Mm. Mm.
Now, how we had console and we had PC, and every week somebody had changed out a graphics card. They might add more memory. They might
Mm.
change processor and motherboard, right?
Mhm.
And
Mm.
if I look back at that and I say, all right, if I spend, all right, let's say I spend a minimum of $500 for
Mm.
a PC, which is not really much. It's a very
Yeah.
beginner machine. That.
It's a
Entry level.
mid-range.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can get a mid-range specs in that.
All right. And
Okay.
then within the next 18 months, I pretty much have outgrown it because I can get exposure to what other hardware, right,
Mm.
other games, and say, all right, listen,
Mm.
I need to get up to this. I need to get 60 frames per second. I need to about that stuff. I mean, it's like a culture that you get into, and you tend to upgrade a lot to keep up.
It's a hobby.
Yeah, it's like become a hobby, right? Me now, I'm a casual gamer.
Expensive one.
Yeah, expensive. Because it's just the same with owning a camera, you know. Same with
Only a camera thing, but only a performance vehicle.
Yeah,
Don't tell me
yes,
about
exactly.
cameras.
But it's like a trade, right? Now, me, I love to casual game, right? And what I would do is I buy a console, right? And I play when I feel like playing. I don't want to worry about having to do software updates, like, and possibly
Crash
crashing.
drivers.
Yeah, and I know
all
the
that
console does have the software updates with it and so on. But the chances of me,
Simplified.
yeah, it's simplified. I don't have to worry about it, right? And then the whole discussion about game titles and so forth. You go with the platform that you know you like overall.
Or what your friends have.
Yeah, because it make the game much more fun, right? So if all your friends on PC, chances are you should go with PC, right? If all your friends, and that's if you can afford to. If your friends on console, go there.
Go with console.
Yeah, simple as that.
But you see, the thing is, one of the things that there are a lot of factors, as Earl had mentioned, but we've become so used to it that it becomes second nature. And the other thing too, when a game is released, you're never going to find someone that will buy the bare minimum to run that game. Never.
No.
Because they're thinking of future proofing. So for example, GTA 5 was just released. I don't even remember the specs on GTA 5. But as a matter of fact, no. Let's not even go that new. Let us remember Crisis.
Oh, Crisis.
When Crisis just came out, everybody can back me on this one. Crisis was the machine. Crisis was a machine breaker. You can build the beefiest machine known to man. Put Crisis on it, and the machine would cry like a baby.
It took 5 years before a system could do Crisis good.
Exactly. That's the thing. So a lot of persons will benchmark systems using Crisis because Crisis takes a hell of a lot to run.
But the funny thing,
I really think I did. I think
there's a little bit of a joke about Crisis because you know that they did release Crisis on the 360 and the PS3, but with the updated version of the game, and it runs pretty good on there. So that's what I was bringing up, the API limitation. Yeah, they had to rewrite
the code. They had to dial it down to be able to run efficiently on a console, or else what you'd have, you'd load a CD, and it would take half an hour to load, and another 20 minutes to move from one scene of a stage to another, and so on and so forth. You'd have a very
slideshow, pretty much.
Slideshow? No, you mean you're like a picture frame. You just sit back, it's like, oh, there's a tree passing. Oh, there's some bush.
It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good now.
It's almost as exciting as watching paint dry. So, yeah.
Pretty paint. Very pretty.
But I mean, I say that to say that even though, yes, there is the ginormous price points between PC and console, we have to admit that when there's a middle ground, then both particular machines do their roles well.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
when
we're talking about roles now, remember that the PC does have more functionality other than gaming and multimedia. You have productivity as well. And
I like the idea of decoupling my stuff, right? I use my MacBook, and I use my MacBook for work. I don't use it for games, right? When I want to play a game, I jump on my thing there, and I think the setting is totally different. I have a lean back experience when I play my game. I have a lean forward experience when I'm in front of a machine.
You ever heard of the Ubuntu phone?
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
You remember the big Indiegogo campaign a year or so back?
Yeah, about 2 years, I think.
Well, the reason I'm bringing this up is because they had this concept called, convergence, would have everything in just one small package. And I think that's the future. Just have pretty much everything's just in that one phone. Your gaming device, your computer, your tablet, everything's just in that one little brick.
The PC Master Race would reject that because I can't upgrade the video card.
Yeah, you can,
Uh,
exactly.
but
You
then again, you
can
ever heard
change
of
the
Project Aura?
phone.
You ever heard of Project Aura?
Yeah, but
I'm still not gonna do
I know that's the money. But hang on,
I'm
but
fighting
hold
for this
on.
one.
But how the thing is, how practical against practicality? How practical is it? You pay $300 for a mobile device, fine,
Hmm.
for your cell phone or your tablet, and it's a modular device, so you can change out your screen, you can change your camera, you can change whatever. You decide after the first 6 months you want to change the graphics chip in that phone. You pay another 150 for the graphics chip. Cool. Put it in the phone. The phone is still worth $300 because that's what you paid for it. The price of the phone will always depreciate, right? So, and
Yeah.
in the same breath, you can
But
upgrade your computer.
it would be the same thing as a computer, how the parts depreciate, just like the phone would be the
Mhm.
same thing, just scale down.
Not necessarily, no. And one of the
Because
reasons
it's
why
not
I
a
say
whole
that,
package,
you
because
can
it
buy
comes in parts.
And
yeah,
technology
I mean,
changes every what? Every three
technology is always
months?
increasing. Every couple of months, technology changes.
Mm.
So you spend the $300 on the base phone, you spend another 150 to change the graphics, you spend another $200 to change the processor core of the phone. You're gonna spend what is that? 350 on a $300 device? Doesn't
Hmm.
make sense.
But
It's
here what? What happens is that you end up upgrading it to keep it up to
Up
date
to date.
in terms of
Yeah.
hardware, but the value of it really has not changed.
exactly,
Yeah.
and the main use of it again, the main use is just is a mobile device, so you can
But then
only do
it
so
would be
much and no
cheaper
more
than
gaming
buying a
on
new
it.
device every couple of years, like what we do right now.
You can do it incrementally, right? That's
Yes.
it.
That's true.
As
That's true.
however you need it.
But all
That
right,
is true.
let's look at it though, right? Internal console. I buy a console and I spend. I bought a console some time ago. I have spent like $200 something dollars. I was the Xbox 360S, the slim one, right?
Hmm.
And I actually waited 10 years before I actually do that, right?
Mm.
And right now I'm experiencing games for the first time, right? From
And
Halo and
cheap
all that
too.
stuff, and cheap
Getting cheap. Yeah.
and cheap, right? So by the time I catch up with
Mm.
all those AAA titles that you guys already vetted
Classics.
for me, right? But good.
Oh, okay.
I'm spending a quarter of the price, right?
Mm.
And then
Mm.
by the time I get through the halfway, about at that point, I think the PS4 or the Xbox One will be more mature because I don't believe in buying first gen stuff, right? And I'm sure
I
by
do.
next year,
I waited a few months before I got mine.
Some
next
things
year,
are by first gen, but a lot
mm-mm, I
is
don't touch
worth it.
first gen.
No, no.
I not paying my five. All right, look at it. Five,
Early adopter
five,
tax.
5, 6. Yeah, exactly. Early adopter tax, right? And last year, November, when it came
Mm.
out, it's five
Mm.
hundred and $50. Right now, it's
For
about 300 and something dollars
But
for
look at
the
this.
Xbox?
between Xbox and PlayStation. I don't know that price variation.
But check this out.
Okay.
Do you remember when the original Xbox just came out? No, no, no,
Mm.
no. When the Xbox 360 just came out. When the Xbox 360 was just released, you had such a high percentage failure rate, red ring of death.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Yep.
That
Like the
was
360 came out
it was warranted
today.
though. It had a good warranty on it.
It sold. Hold on, this no. This is just a basic console we're talking about. We're not talking about additions.
Mm-hmm.
This console came out Monday, sold a million units by Wednesday. By Friday, Saturday, more
Returns.
than half of those units are being sent back because of red ring.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't, and you see, persons are complaining, oh, we should be this and it just came out and we should be having these problems. Yes, but you
First gen.
can't. The thing again is, and the thing is, common sense has to prevail. When the
But who would
PS4
buy the
came out,
first gen?
I kept
How it
my
work if no one buys the first gen? People have to do it.
no, you will have the guinea pigs that would buy it, and they would buy it, and praise be to them because they find all the problems.
Mm-hmm.
But I am not going to be a guinea pig. I would wait. I would wait. I would
All
wait
right.
6 months until it comes down and normalize before I take out my money and buy it. Because
So
I would be very upset. Hmm.
we had a consensus that last gen consoles is where the value is at for console gaming.
Yeah.
But what about the value proposition for PC games? Because right now, at summertime, Christmas time, they have the Steel Summer sales, I'm getting like 50 games for like $100.
Okay, so all right, this is where PCs will excel over consoles. PCs, you are able to bundle so much, so many things with PCs. As you mentioned, Steam. I love Steam. I cannot tell the last time I downloaded
Praise be
anything,
to
any
Lord
game, and
Gaben.
it's not Steam. I'm serious. I love Steam. If I look at my Steam library, I have more than 100 games in Steam.
More than
Half
100,
of them I
about
haven't
20 to
even played.
400.
More than 100. I'm not even joking. Holy crap!
Half of them I never touched in my life, never
Stop,
played them.
stop, 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 stop.
But
Concrete.
isn't that the culture of a PC gamer though? I mean, they actually reduce the price, right? They bundle stuff, right?
Mhm,
Stuff that wouldn't normally sell,
mhm.
but you see at least one or two titles you love,
I
and
said it
getting
really.
that for like say $50. You can buy
Yeah.
it, and half of them
That's
you're
a
not gonna play.
recent phenomenon, though.
Yeah,
That's a recent
Steam
phenomenon.
brought
No,
The
that.
it's
humble
not.
bundle.
It's not recent enough. It's with
Mm,
the invention of Steam.
yeah,
No, not Steam, not
Steam,
Steam.
Humble
The
Bundle was,
humble bundle.
Humble Bundle,
yeah,
yeah, Humble Bundle. No, but hold on.
but
Humble
Steam did it.
Bundle came after Steam.
Oh, you did?
Humble Bundle
Yeah, but
came after.
Steam
Yes.
didn't do the big pay what you
Bundle and
want
stuff.
deals.
Okay.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
Humble Bundle came with that. You have Humble Bundle. You have Green Man Gaming. You have so many others. Indie Gaming. You have so many of them that will bundle a lot of games together and just sell it to you. They'll sell you like they'll bundle 10 games together. Each of these games, if you buy them separately, are gonna cost, let's say, $100. They will bundle to you and sell it to you for like 10, 15, $20.
Or $1 if you're lucky.
Mm,
That's what I'm saying. So PC can get away with this, and they can get away with murder.
yeah.
Clean homicide, no trace to pick up on them. They can get
Yeah,
away with it.
I think the offerings from like PlayStation and Sony and Microsoft with the Xbox
Mhm.
doesn't compare anything close to what they get
Mm-mm.
from
No, not at
PCs,
all.
right?
Mm-mm. And
They
this
have
is one of the
like
reasons why PCs will win.
the
Mm.
only advantage I would say that the consoles have is that they have a really good used game economy.
Excuse me.
But other than that, they're getting equivalent, if not cheaper prices on PC.
But that's
So
going, isn't it?
it's
The
tough.
used
No,
game
no, it's still
No,
no, it's
used game. It's
not,
still a big thing.
mm.
because you still have GameStop that does trading.
Yeah, GameStop,
Well,
That's
even
overseas.
Walmart and
last
Target, they all do
last time I
that stuff
heard,
now.
the last time I heard though was that
Mm.
was a diminishing market because of how the games are being
Mm-mm.
put out now.
Cause there are more games are getting digitally downloaded nowadays, but
Hmm.
That's the
it's
thing.
still a
So
it's still a
you
relatively
still have
lively
it.
market. It's have a couple of
Like,
years till it's
Okay.
you know.
there's a place locally in Sovereign that does it. Big up, cause my couple friends of mine run it. It's called Straight Games. Now I've traded
Yeah.
in my fair share of games through Straight Games. I've traded when I sold my PS3 to make up and buy my PS4. I traded about five of my PS3 games, and I ended up getting two games from Straight Games: Dragon Age Inquisition and Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I
Mm.
bought
No,
I
legit.
bought Inquisition brand new. Inquisition would have cost $10,000. Because of what I traded in, I was able to get that free. And
Just a
the
note about Dragon Age.
mm,
I can't buy it. It's on Origin. I
nah,
won't put any money in
that's
that.
why I have it on PC, man. That's why I have it on console, man. Console. But anyway. But I say that to say that no, the trading aspect of it is still alive and well. It may not last in a few years, but it's still here. So it's something that to always consider. Outside of that, I mean, PCs will always win because they have greater customization than consoles. A lot of times they have greater selection of games than consoles, and some games are just better to play on a PC than on a console.
Yeah.
So PCs will still win. But consoles have their place, so we can't they have their place.
Hmm.
Now the last thing that I want to touch
Just
on.
a note about the used games thing. I
Sure.
don't know if you guys remember when Sony, like when Microsoft revealed that they weren't gonna allow used games on the Xbox
Hmm.
One, and at the
Mhm.
Sony press conference, they said that's a feature, used games, and everybody stood up and clapped.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Because the thing is,
But
you
see,
could
that's
always
competition, you know.
that's competition.
There we go. That's
Because
how it
even with
Yeah.
works.
older consoles, you could always I could borrow my friend's PlayStation 1 game and play it on mine.
Hmm.
Yeah, but again, I mean, this discussion is nowhere near ending, nowhere near finishing. So we'll have to
We
skip
just
it. I
scratched
mean,
the
we can always continue,
surface.
but we're just barely scratching the surface because there are a lot of technical things to it as well.
Hopefully,
The
we
last
only
thing I
pissed
want
off
to touch
half the
on,
people watching.
hopefully, yeah. Okay. Last thing I want to touch on is call centers in Jamaica, not all over. Now,
Mm.
I am not a call center virgin. I used to work at Divisel a couple years back. I used to work at this other place that did credit and collections. I know I'm working at another one. So I have an idea as to how call centers are, and I have a lot of friends that work in the call center environment. Persons would think that the pay is cheap, well, it's cheap labor, and they overwork the agents, and sometimes they let go the agents of foolishness, and the persons that you deal with overseas are hard to please for the outsourcing call centers. Is a lot of different complaints. But my in their defense, quote unquote, you you're in a business to make money, right? You're here to provide a service. So if you're not providing the service as you should, there will be changes. There will be high turnover rates. There will be a case where certain tenured people get promoted, get different positions, and then you want to get more persons in there, more younger, fresher minds to come and take the phone calls and what have you. But you have a lot of different dynamics in the whole call center environment. Now, I know for a fact that one of our persons here that shall remain nameless at this time don't like call centers any at all. Not calling any name, but he doesn't like call centers. I want to know why.
All right. A couple of things, right? And this is my perspective, being on the outside looking in, right?
Mm, mm,
Um, I remember I'd done an interview at some time to even do one of their tech support calls and so forth, right?
mm,
And went to the interview, did the whole thing. They loved the whole presentation, and they made an offer.
mm,
When they made the offer, I look at it, take my calculator out, math it out. I said, all right, if I were to take this job, I would have to spend probably twice as much to actually do your job,
mm,
right?
mm.
Than what you're actually paying me. So I'll be losing money doing the job,
Mm.
right? Don't
Did
make no
this
sense.
in front of the interviewers?
Huh?
Based
Yes.
on cost of living and all that stuff.
Yeah, just I mean, even if it was a scale down, all right, the salary that they were offering would
Mm,
suit somebody who is fresh out of school,
mm,
right? And someone who is living with their parents, so they have some kind of support system financially to help them. Like a first job thing, right? This is my
yes.
first
Okay.
job. This is where I can get my experience out in the working world. I can make some money, and
Mm,
moment that they will take care of the bills. These are
mm,
my pocket money, kind of thing,
mm, mm,
right? But somebody who is seasoned in the working world, it I mean, in terms of reality, it
doesn't
just
make
wouldn't
sense.
it don't make sense. All right.
It doesn't.
The other thing is, if you notice, and I'm sure persons have made a connection
Mm,
behind call centers in Jamaica and the rise of scamming, phone scamming in Jamaica or from
mm,
Jamaica,
mm,
right? As much as we want to deny the fact that there's a connection or not acknowledge it,
mm.
there is a connection,
So it's not the
right?
Nigerian prince anymore, it's the Jamaican prince.
Yeah, he's a Jamaican bad man who I call you and say, yo, you win something. And if you don't give me, them have this information about you, where you live, your social
Mm,
security, all these things,
mm,
right?
mm,
Then I see it as an exploitation of our current economic situation.
mm,
In terms of, we have a lot of people who are leaving school or uneducated, and not uneducated to the point that them totally like below the bar, but you know they can perform because I mean if they weren't educated in some respect, they wouldn't hire them. But
mm,
it's like a resurgence of the free zone. Remember when free zone came in, and with the garment industry, you get these people who are these manual laborers who just sit down and sew stuff together, right?
mm,
And as a benefit to you, the company, you have the luxury of this tax-free thing and whatever it may be, right, from government. Because guess what? You're providing employment. It's mediocre employment, right?
But you're
In my
providing
opinion,
employment.
right? But I am leveraging the fact that you can provide work for your people, and I want work, but I want it for cheap or nothing, right? That is the problem that I have with it. It's like it's a digital free zone now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still a free zone, but a different tier in the educational, um, hierarchy. That's my point.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, I understand the points that you've made, and they are very valid points. Um, as you said, one of the things that we need to notice is that the call center environment is not necessarily for the seasoned persons, unless you're going to go in as a supervisor position or managerial position. To sit and answer the phones is not what a seasoned person would want to do, to be brutally honest with you. Um, Ideal for school. For case in point, there's a company called Sutherland Global. I work there.
Hmm.
They have a branch at UA, and they're in partnership with UA, where they give the students their jobs basically according to school schedule. So the students can work their pocket money and buy the stuff they need to buy and whatever, and still feel as if they're doing work, quote unquote. And Sutherland is an outsourcing call center. Now, looking on a place like Digicel's customer care. Digicel customer care, they only receive calls from local people. So, not to say that it's different because the same answering phones kind of thing, but the dynamic is a little more focused rather because you're only catering for your local market, and you don't necessarily have clients from overseas ruling the decisions that you make. Even though you do have the board, the sales board that is from Ireland, but you don't have multiple overseas clients sent for argument's sake, right? Um, Caution is not for everybody. It really isn't. It's not for everybody at all. So as Dale said, I mean, it really depends on the person who you're gonna work, what you're gonna do there, and who's gonna be working there.
Yeah.
But not all call centers are bad. Not all call
Yeah,
centers are bad.
and
The scamming
that's
is on a
true.
rise.
That's true.
Yeah, scamming has been around for a long time. But
Hmm.
that's only a subsection of the whole call center, how we call it, dynamic or call center hierarchy.
Yeah, but it's a I, I said I really do believe that the call centers in Jamaica have really given that surge of scamming,
Mm,
right?
mm,
And I think that was a big source,
mm,
especially if you look at it when they announced the whole free zone situation
mm,
in Montego Bay.
mm,
It is no surprise that Montego Bay became the central area for scammers because
mm.
that was where the source was, right?
Which
True.
markets are they scamming in? The local markets or
No
overseas
man,
or where?
overseas,
Mm,
overseas. Because
mm,
what happened is that you end up training individuals who you would say are people who are not easily hires,
mm,
easily hired persons who are at a certain educational scale,
mm,
right? You hire them, you train them how to talk to these people, right? How to get information, all that stuff, right? And then you're passing information in front of them, and they say opportunity, and they say, all right, listen, all right, I'm losing job, but guess what? We have all these long list of people, right? I'm gonna utilize it and make a living out of it. So then use the same
mm,
techniques that they learned as call center reps, and then start training another person. So you see how the whole degradation of how the call or how the conversations will actually go on. Because I'm going to take a stab in the dark and guess that the first group of people that actually started to do this were very professional in terms of how, I mean, very professional and convincing. I mean, I hear scammers talk, right?
mm.
And if you hear some of the documentaries, I hear them talking, you wonder who would actually believe that, right? If you take a second to even think about it, Who
A lot of
who
people.
that's the thing. I remember I was here even in New York, and I got a phone call. I this guy with a slight Indian accent, and he was saying, "Sir,
You have a
we're using
virus.
yeah, you have a HP computer. It's not registering to our Microsoft Global services, and I'm aware of it." I said,
You
"Yeah,
know,
I noticed that."
You know, yeah, I like to do that. I like to play along
Yeah,
with them.
yeah, man. I said, yeah, man. I realized that. I said, what's his name? I said, his name is Steve. I said, Steve? Great. What's his last name, Steve? I said, oh, Steve. I from a little bit. I said, Jackson. I said, okay,
mm,
cool. I said, so what's the ID? Your company ID. I said, he reads out this bunch of numbers to me. And I said, all right, here's what I can do, Steve. I can check the internal directory and see in what department you work in Microsoft.
mm.
There's quite silence. And then I said, Steve, I see a tone,
Yeah,
right?
hang up.
Right? So
Yeah.
but I say that to just kind of deviate from the whole point of the
But
whole
that's
thing.
for
But
us in the knowledgeable
yeah,
few. But what about the
exactly.
grandmas and the grandpas and the little kids?
I'm sure. I'm pretty sure, and I think that coming from a culture of getting
This
stuff
is
for
gonna be
free.
pretty effective.
Yeah, because if you
Yeah.
look at stuff on TV with the whole lottery and you know this guy showing up at the door with a big check. What do you call it? That price.
The
What's it called?
oh Jesus, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yes, publisher
Oh,
clearinghouse
publishers
and all that
clearinghouse.
stuff, right? So to that culture, they're accustomed to stuff like that happening, so they're a little bit easy to sway
Mm.
for that.
True.
But I say all that just to say call centers is a breeding ground for that kind of training,
Mm.
right? And not disregarding the merit of the fact that these call centers offer jobs. But what kind of job? I mean, you really can make a living on some of these things. And I'm not saying that it's just call center agents itself. You might
Mm.
have tech support people who are further up the scale. But I really think in order to move forward, we have to
Mm.
really get our people a little bit more educated, right? It's good that
It's kind of
Sutherland,
hard when they don't have the money. You know, it's kind of hard when they don't have
yeah,
the money that they'll be working.
that, that,
It's
that
a
is true.
chicken and the egg issue. You need money to go to school, but
That
you
is
don't
true.
have any money, in the beginning.
Mm.
Yeah, there is a chicken and egg situation in it, right? But I think
Mm. Mm.
there has to be a way for it to do it. And I think Heart was one of those initiatives to kind of help drive that, all right? But how I see it is that a lot of these call centers are really exploiting the dependency and the gap that our government has actually had have been able to fill, right, in terms of preparing people to go out there. 'Cause a lot of people, yes, look at it. You go there and look for a job. I'm talking about even people who have degrees and so forth, right? Rather than trying to create a job, you don't have the opportunity or knowledgeable opportunities that out there for you to start something new, rather than have to work for somebody. And it's something that's ingrained in the culture, right? So you can find all the people who really don't have a job and can actually get a call center job. They can do it, and with the mentality that some of them will have, they're going to look to exploit that too.
True.
What can be done?
What can be done, really,
A
gentlemen? I
depressing
mean,
question.
So I didn't mean to depress anybody.
no, no. I mean, it's thing is, it's reality. It is reality. It is reality. It's not a matter of of it being depressing. It's just
You know
reality.
what?
That's where it is.
You know what? Maybe the X amount of million Jamaicans, all across the globe should do something for the local communities. But I don't know what that would entail.
Well, it's a
Mhm.
culture as well. I mean, some people looking to try escape Jamaica, so they're not looking to look back after they make it. And then they have some who will actually look back and say, "Listen, I want help," and they get discouraged because, again, the culture that we have actually fostered. you know, where we may get turned off. You know, some people are willing to get a fish, you know, but they're not willing to learn how to fish.
Mm-mm. That's true. And
Yeah,
that's with all things. That's just so many
yeah,
different things.
Yeah, but I think we strayed a bit too far from tech talk.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I mean, it's somewhat technical because depending on which call center you work at, you deal with different technical aspects. Xerox, you have ASUS, you have a lot of different ones. So it's
accent.
accents. It's still relatively technical.
So is a
But
booming
anyway, guys,
industry or is it pretty much stabilized right now?
It's well,
it,
all right. I
it's
know
good.
Xerox offering is looking to open three more call centers in New Kingston, and
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of
true.
times they advertise it as tech positions because
Mm,
you're dealing with technical questions or answering questions. I mean, you're really answering questions from a book, right?
mm,
Somebody call, oh, I have this problem. They ask a series of questions, and the screen tells you what to ask next. You know,
mm,
like two step, and then in between that, if you have any common sense, you can say, oh, is it plugged in? You know what I mean?
mm.
So, but at the end of the day, you
That's
can
true.
jump on your resume and say, well, I'm tech savvy. I know how to read.
Swear. You know to read. It doesn't make you tech savvy, but you know to read.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what
It
they
helps
claim.
though.
It helps.
Can I tell you what irks me? What really, really irks me before we go? Persons that you would believe that are technically inclined, but when when you ask them a certain question that you think is simple enough, they fumble and they can't answer you. And in the back of your mind, you're like, aren't you supposed to be technical? What the hell have you been doing?
Yes, it's
That
good
It's
really,
knowledge.
called
really
catching
irks me.
somebody off guard.
Oh, jeez, it irks me so much. Not saying that you can't be caught off guard, you know, but damn man, do
Yeah.
something to at least make it not look
Well,
that bad. I
you
don't
see,
know.
it happens when you end up learning something one way, so you don't have an
Mm,
actual real world scenario to compare it with. So
mm,
if it doesn't follow
mm,
a certain pattern, you'll get lost.
mm. True.
Street smarts versus book smarts.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it comes down to. But guys, it is now 40 minutes after 9. We've gone over our 1 hour time frame, but it's a good discussion, and it wasn't a wasted discussion.
No.
Yeah, it was
It
good.
wasn't wasted. It was,
Plus, you guys
um,
should feel a little bit better now.
mhm.
You release all the stress about flow. Should be less tense.
Nah.
We just have to rename the show
Yeah, no, is that let's
The
not
flow chat
rename
show.
the show
or
You
the
see, it
flow.
even
tech
rhymes already.
No,
chat
no, no,
show.
no.
The
Or
chat, the
chat
tech
flow
chat,
time.
the tech chat
Yeah,
flow.
No,
yeah.
no, no. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. But it's been good, gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming once again. Next week, the same time, same place, you should be here.
Okay.
Fresh
And
topics.
hopefully
We
we get
always,
live chat working.
all yes, yes. We always welcome suggestions of things to talk about on the show. Always welcome it. Because I mean, it's a topic. If you have a burning issue, submit it, and we get to discuss it. We make sure to put a shout out to you. Don't feel all that bad that we brought up this stuff and didn't say anything. Anyway, YouTube, YouTube Universe, Facebook land on our how we say our tech chat group. Have a
Yeah.
good night, and we will see you guys next week.
All right.
All right,
Dale, Earl, see you, man. Have a great night.
peace.
All right. Bye.
All right, brother.